Virgo, this is Valerie with Serenity Matters 1111, and I am here doing your mid-November 2018 reading. Thank you for joining me. I'm a little slow this month getting these readings out, and I do apologize for that. I've been feeling a little bit under the snow here in Michigan. My sinuses like to complain a lot, and I do not. So, although I make a good habit of it sometimes, I have to admit that. So I'm shuffling these cards to find out what kinds of clarity, wisdom, love, health, healing, help we might provide for our Virgo viewers, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, and any cross-watching friends that may be looking to see what's going on. Somebody's spying on these Virgos. General reading, it may not resonate for every person. I do try to tap into the general energy of the people who are most likely to be watching this video at any given period. However, you know, it's hard to do a one-size-fits-all for any person because we're also individual and unique, although we, of course, have our common threads that unite us. With that in mind, I'll go ahead and finish shuffling here. Let the cards tell me when they're done. Usually it's more like Spirit tells me when they're done than the cards, but it all relates. Okay. All right. My cat is enjoying complaining today, so you may hear him or see him kind of skirt by the table. I'm not using the usual table that I do for these readings, but so be it. Okay, I'm working today with the Greenwood Tarot, and it is by Mark Ryan and Cheska Potter. It's one of my older decks. It was a gift from a friend of mine. And that's all I got. Well, maybe not all. Let's hope not. Okay, so the card on the bottom is the Judgment card. And Judgment has to do with discernment, wise thinking, correct decision making. I'm also feeling a cautionary note here about the wrong kind of judgment, right? There's the discernment that we need to figure out whether or not it's safe to cross the street, but then there's the judgment, like if we are thinking harshly about somebody that may be undeserved of the other person, or maybe a little bit more so than is deserved at that time. So be very careful about finding your place of balance in that, right? Find a balance in that. Excuse me. This bear is emerging from the den here, and the trees being split here is symbolic of a rebirth, as is the emergence from this den. It's womb-like in its shape. There's a sun rising behind it. We also see there's a rainbow. There's a antlered, I want to say it's a reindeer or a caribou or something with a rider on it that's riding over the rainbow on that. Very symbolic that justice will be done, but there's also... I didn't mean to say justice. It will be done, but the sense of a positive favor. Like if you are in a court situation, or if you have some kind of a legal issue, know that the right outcome will prevail. The right outcome will prevail. Oftentimes this means that the person who's viewing this is going to have the judgment go in their favor. I feel like it's going to go well for you. You may not get off scot-free. Like you still may have a fine, but it's not going to be as bad as you thought it might be for those of you that are experiencing some kind of a legal issue. So bear that in mind. But yeah, judgment also has to do with cycles too, because here's this bear emerging, and bear has to do with the rhythms, the cycles of the year, and just life cycles in general. right? Life cycles in general. Part of our judgment and our ability to discern things accurately is stemming from our ability to look at phases of life, stages of life, and be able to understand the what and the why of it all. Virgo's in a really, really good place in this period to be spot on and really good in their thinking, like really sound in your thinking and your judgment. I mentioned that about the legal, but for most of you, I really feel like this is simply about you're really being able to employ wisdom at this time. You're kind of at a peak of your, I don't want to say peak because then there's like the valley that follows. But I mean, like, you've never been in a place where your judgment has been sounder and your wisdom has been more spot on. And that's what I'm feeling for a lot of you. Let's see how some of this stuff plays out here. We have this Wheel of Fortune that something is happening, some change is occurring for you, and this is divine. This is meant to happen. This is about your life cycle. Again, the turning of the wheel, this can be about good luck, good fortune, chance. Again, if you're having some kind of a legal issue, you may not get off 100% scot-free, like say it was a speeding ticket or something, but your consequences aren't going to be as great. Like say if you get pulled over by the cop and you're going 10 over, he's only going to charge you the minimal amount of speeding, like whatever, 5 over or something. It's going to be something like that for some of you. But with this Wheel of Fortune, it's about embracing change and knowing that a lot has been going on behind the scenes to help you get to the place where you are now. Part of what's going on behind the scenes is spiritual help, divine help with things. They're turning the wheel in your favor. It's time. Something is time. This new thing is time. Like, I feel like a door is opening for you. And again, I'm going to put this back up here. There's a door that's opening for you to emerge into something brand new. And I'm going to kind of jump into a weird order here. I've got this home card, but I want to point out the Fool card. The Fool's about taking a leap of faith, having a new beginning. And for some of you, it really is pertaining to this home life. Something's going on at home. You're taking a chance. Maybe you decide to just kind of up and move to a new place. But 10 of Stones is really about having it all on a material basis. Taking risks, taking chances. Some kind of new door is opening for you and you're going to leap through it, and you should. Because it's going to be really super positive. Like you've got the material thing going on, but something's missing from your home. Like if you're single, it could be that. It could be that you have a wonderful home, it's stable, it's beautiful, it's lush, it's fulfilling in so many ways. But there's also this pole star that's hanging up here, which indicates that you're being led and that you're trusting in your higher power, your wiser self. However you want to put that, you're trusting that you will be led in the right direction for you. And I'm telling you, this is saying that it's time. This is saying that it's time. The fates are having a hand in it. And here, you're taking that leap of faith because you're trusting in this higher power. And that's the key to it, right? You've heard the expression, seeing is believing. But it's actually the opposite. Believing is seeing. When you believe in something, it will happen for you. It will happen for you. This Page of Arrows is about a new idea or a communication of something coming in. Woodpecker drumming on the trees. They're not just digging for bugs, although that's part of it. But in springtime, they're also drumming out a call for their mate. The female woodpecker is attracted to the sound of the drumming male. And woodpecker has connection to Thunderbird in the Southwest and that imagery and legend. This has to do with drumming out new rhythms in your life, new changes, which we saw in this Fool card. New energies, new rhythms, a new dawning. You see the dawn coming up at the edge of the woods there. Communication of a sort. because it's divine timing and it's supposed to happen. It's meant to happen. You're emerging. You're emerging with your butterfly wings. We just had butterfly come up in the Leo reading. You're emerging from some previous state and you're about to take flight with your new wings. And this communication is going to kick off a lot of that journey for you. You're coming into a period of really good balance. This ties back, I really think this in your judgment. This period of balance has to do with you balancing your emotions and your logic. Not only does this person make sense on paper, but they also feel good in your heart and in your home and in your mind, right? For those of you who are having a new person come in, if you're already in a committed relationship, this could be that you're in your groove, or that you're starting a new project or a task that really, really brings that missing, that something that was missing before, and you're moving into that energy. And it's creating the sense of wholeness and fulfillment for you. This is also symbolic of healing. They look like a caduceus here, but there's this primordial egg and there's an embryo in the egg indicating that you're about to give birth to something fantastic. And remember, this butterfly fool here was in a chrysalis and emerged from the chrysalis to be able to take flight. Again, that symbolic egg, that symbolic pupa, whatever, for the emergence. This is the Lover's card. This is about heart and head decisions. This is about soulmate, twin flame, the balance, the yin-yang balance of polarity in energy. If you are single and committed to being single, this is about you having your balance within yourself. Look how close these cards look together. They look so much alike. They really do. This is the flame of creativity. We see her second chakra, her womb chakra is lit up. We see the heart between the two of them is lit up, the heart chakra. We see their hands are coming together and they're looking at one another in their eyes. They're about the same size, more or less. This is about equality, balance, polarity. The balance between two polar opposites in a relationship, the balance of the yin-yang. We also see the woodpecker up here at the top in her headdress. The woodpecker that we just saw with this page of arrows. Did I mention that arrows is the air sign? So that could possibly, for some of you, be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person, but it doesn't have to be. Page of arrows often indicates communication that's coming in. Could be that you meet somebody, that you identify your partner in someone else. That this balance here and this judgment, you recognize it for what it is. You recognize that this person is for you. You can feel how well that this person fits for you. By the way, these are very Gemini energy here. And then we had that page of arrows woodpecker up there too. So that's, for some of you, it could possibly be a Gemini. It doesn't have to be. Okay, I'm also seeing some earth energy and some fire energy in here as well. The Fool is associated with Uranus, the planet Uranus. Let's see, what else can I say on that point? I don't want to beat a dead horse either. Speaking of horse, we have horse coming up, but let's start here. 10 of Cups, happiness. This is the fulfillment of something emotionally and spiritually. And take a peek here. Back here we had the home, which is your earth happiness, your brick and mortar type happiness. Here we have the 10 of Cups. It's sort of like you baked a beautiful cake and now you get to put the icing on it and eat the whole damn thing by yourself and not get diabetes. It's like, it's awesome. Your material and your spiritual and emotional lives are being fulfilled here. This is about this great sense of balance between all of these. If you're single, you are coming into such a great place of peace in your life as a single person. If you meet somebody, this is going to be about finding that balance in your partnership with your new, I want to say lover. Is that too Victorian to say? I'm not really sure. With your twin flame. Let's call it twin flame. Ooh, my cat scared the hell out of me jumping up on that thing, on that cat tree. King of Stones, horse. This is another reason why this could possibly be an earth sign for you and not simply a Gemini. Of course, you know, it's going to be different for each person. This is going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, potentially. Could be yourself. If you're a female, don't be put off because it says king. These can go either way in that sense. Like, it's more about the energy you're operating with. If you've been, say, a single woman, living your life, and you own your own home or own your own business, and you've got it going on in that, and you're taking care of your own life by yourself, then you may exude a masculine energy. Doesn't mean that you're anything other than the quintessential woman. In this day and age where we don't have such traditional roles, it's harder than ever to really be strict in adherence to that. Then again, this could be the King of Stones coming in. And a Virgo is going to do very, very well with a fellow earth sign, just because you're going to be very solid, stable, balanced energy, and so is that other person. Now, horse can also indicate rapid communication, rapid travel coming in, although typically stones is a very slow moving energy. It takes a long time to become stable. Fire is quick, air is quick, water can be quick. But stones tends to be slower. It's just the way that it is. But here we're certainly not seeing any kind of stagnation, and this does not feel to me like it's going to be a long journey. The card we have just underneath the King of Stones here, both of these energies are coming into play or will be soon, if they're not already. Queen of Wands is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a female. This is about passion. There's also fertility in here. So some of you may want to be careful if you're not planning on having a family. Horse, no lie, horse can be about sexual stamina and stability as well. Has something to do with the hips. I don't remember. It's a metaphysical thing. But like, both of these can be about fertility and sexuality and all of that. Manifestation. Queen of Wands, the hair, is also about cycles and rhythms. Cycles and rhythms. We saw cycles and talked about cycles and rhythms of the earth when we were talking about the bear emerging, because bear is very much about cycles and rhythms. Hair is about cycles and rhythms of 28 days. One lunar cycle, it's about 27 and a half, more or less. 28 days for a menstrual period, a cycle of, say. Horse, again, that can really depend. Horse can really depend. But horse changed the world. When horses were brought to North American continent, it changed the way that Native Americans did business. It had a lot to do with movement and travel across the continent, etc. I mean, horse has really played a huge role in communication, transportation, travel, all the rest of it. So again, we see that there may be a quickening of some of the slow-ass King of Stones energy, because Queen of Wands is going to be playing into that. You may resonate with one of these energies or the other. Again, the Queen of Wands doesn't have to necessarily be a female, but the hair does have cycles of 28 days. In fact, from the time of birth to the time of independence of the offspring, it takes 28 days. So that can be about how long it's going to take for your project to get off the ground. If you're waiting for something, or if you're attempting to try something, say business-wise, whatever, expect a 28-day cycle. But this is really wonderful energy, all of this. This is about recognizing what you see when you see it. This is about being able to bring forward things that are to your best interest. It's about rising to the opportunity to seize change when you can, and allowing yourself this period of growth that is before you. I am shuffling another card. I want to pull one card from this deck. See if we can't find a totem animal for you for this cycle from 11/15 to 11/30/2018. We're drawing on the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews. He's got a wonderful book called Animal Speak if you're interested in totem animals and understanding the symbology and the personal lives of non-human animals. It's a really, really wonderful book to help you understand some of these rhythms and cycles and seasons. And what the lessons are that these different members of the animal kingdom can teach us about our lives as human. Okay. So we have jaguar. 6 of the 4-leggeds, or 4-leggeds in this is earth, or pentacles, right? Reclaiming power and fruits of labor. The jaguar is also known as a panther. Related to the leopard family of large cats, it is even more powerful. An animal of great mysticism and significance, jaguar's appearance reflects a time of reclaiming our own power. Whether it was lost, stolen, or broken, there is arising a time to reclaim our power and express it again, even more strongly and solidly than if we had not lost it in the first place. Speaking of place, I lost mine. Oh, here we go. We will now be able to enjoy the fruits of our great labors. The jaguar, like most larger cats, is a stalker who will patiently wait until the prey is close enough to strike strong and hard. When jaguar appears, our patience is about to be rewarded, but we must strike when the opportunity presents itself. Yes, that's stepping through that door when it opens for you, right? The jaguar strike has great power, and it will often bite through the temporal lobe of its prey. They have even been known to shear off the heads of other animals with a single swipe of their claws. Because of this, when jaguar appears, we should trust in our own instincts, not that of others, to know how best to attack. Because jaguars stalk, it is important when this animal appears not to let others know of our plans. Otherwise, the opportunity to reclaim what is rightfully ours may be missed. And doesn't that sound like the exercise of your judgment, right? Which you've never been in a better place to exercise the power of your own personal judgment. The jaguar is endowed with great magic and ability. This cat can climb, run, and even swim better than the tiger. Because it functions so well in so many environments, the jaguar is a symbol of mastery over dimensions in which others cannot survive. Its appearance heralds good opportunities from various directions. Our efforts and patience are about to be rewarded in far greater ways than we had anticipated. This is a time of reclaiming our power, of reclaiming what was lost, giving us the ability to go beyond what has been imagined. If we pursue the opportunities with discipline and control, we are bestowed with the blessings of the hero's quest, and the promise of the return to the hero's path will manifest within our lives. If we're not feeling like we're so balanced in that, there are a few questions that we might ask, including the following. Are we acting too aggressively in our undertakings? Are we responding too intensely? Do we need to temper responses so as not to unintentionally wound others? Are we giving our power and thus our rewards to someone else? Are we letting the past stop us from accomplishments in the present? Are we being too impatient in achieving our goals? I'm not really feeling those questions so much from this reading. What I am getting a sense of is that Virgo is in an unbelievable place of power this month, or at least this period of time, right? That your judgment's spot on, that fate is helping you identify which new doors to walk through and to find an even greater sense of balance in yourself, in your life, in your relationships with other people, being able to harness passionate energies, but maintain a sense of stability within that and balance your head and your heart, your logic and your emotions all together to be able to create this unbelievable sense of happiness and joy in both your home life, your brick and mortar, material world, and your spiritual world. You've never been in a more powerful place of balance in your life. This is you riding high on who you are and what you have been able to accomplish through using your brains and checking in with your emotions too. Virgo, you're awesome. You're amazing me. You are amazing me right now. Thank you so much for joining me with this reading. I have so much love for you guys. And I really, really hope each and every one of you in the U.S. a happy Thanksgiving. For those who may not be in the United States, I wish you a great and deep connection with your gratitude, and all the many, many things that you have to feel grateful for and that you do feel grateful for in your lives. May you enjoy each and every one of those things. And with that in mind, I will get back with you guys around the 1st of December, more or less, depending, on other kinds of earthly demands. But I really, really have lots of love for you guys. You take it easy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.